Hi and welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original movie, Rose Island. An idealistic engineer builds his own island off the Italian coast and declares it a nation, drawing the world's attention. Values are tested when the Italian government declares him an enemy, but to change the world, risks must be taken. This film is Italian, so I would suggest watching it in the original language and just watching the subtitles, or reading the subtitles rather. I listened to a bit of the dubbing and it's okay, it's not terrible, but I always prefer listening to the original language and reading dubs if you can. The original language is always better because you get the subtle nuances. Do give me a thumbs up and a like, it does help out this channel massively, but onwards with the review. So this film was a lot of fun, and it's much more fun than I expected. I thought it was going to be really serious when I watched the trailer. I understood what the premise, is this guy, this really kind of brilliant, a bit wacky, a bit out there engineer who basically ends up building an island, an island, his own territory in international waters, and you see him have to build everything with a number of friends that are brought in a group towards the island. More people are added as the story goes on, and you see how they have to build it structurally, their loose government, things building from like stamps, water, things that you need in everyday life to live on an island. And eventually the government gets wind of this. And obviously they don't like that because it's outside of their control, and as we've seen time and time again, government needs to have control of everything, and shenanigans ensue. So we have this kind of head-to-head battle with this man and his new citizens trying to live independently, and the government basically saying they're not wanting to do that, and along the way he tries to make it an independent as well. So we have that storyline along the way. And also then there is the family that obviously don't want him to do this. I think he's a bit nuts. There's the love story where this kind of all started, and then there's it delves a little bit into the storylines of the side characters, which I appreciate. It kind of gives more background, but really the best thing about the story is not even really the characters. It's the idea of this engineer and what he set out to accomplish, and the fact that it is a true story. You can go look up the news articles, you can see I think news segments as well. At the end of the film there are actual photos you can see of the actual constructions and the people involved and all that, so it makes the film have so much more weight to it. I do think it's been treated really well. I think the story seems authentic in nature, although obviously the storylines are always done by the person who's created them, so there's always that kind of, are they telling the truth, or how much of this is truth, or how much is this perception of truth that they're doing. But for the most part, it does look like they've really taken the time to give a truthful story. What I was surprised by is that the comedy that goes along with the story, it's a nice kind of juxtaposition to the seriousness when it gets not really dark, but just it gets dramatic. And then you have some of the side characters. His best friend is kind of an alcoholic and doesn't have the best relationship with his father, so that there's comedic tones that, like the stuff they end up doing. The engineer himself is quite funny because he's a bit wacky. He designs a car from scratch, and the car looks weird, and it's got like a glass everywhere, almost a non-structure, but it's actually really genius. But it is funny to see it around. So you have funny moments like that. It's not funny jokes that make you bellow out laughing. It's just a comedic storyline that kind of happens along the way in this dramatic story, true story. And you do find yourself rooting for these guys, this team of people that want to have their own country or their own island and make it independent. And you do get frustrated with the laws and government bureaucracy, especially when there's this moment where the Pope says, "Oh, there's a woman that's in her underwear, and that must mean that she has an ass." It's a hilarious dialogue scene about an ass, which I bet you that sort of dialogue did happen, but it just reminds me of the stuff that doesn't quite work in government, and that's a reflection of it. I don't think that's changed anyway. Laws are interesting, But yeah, I thought it was a really fun story, true story, definitely worth your time. The acting is good. The score I didn't really notice, so I guess it's good because it's there in the background and it's not forefront. The acting protagonists, I thought they were all decent. Like you buy the relationships, the best friends, the drunk guy, the guy that is independent. It is a ragtag bag of ruffians, of people that are, I guess, outcast or have been outcast by society, and they come together. So you like them. You know, it's like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Not quite as much as that, but it gives you an idea of what they were going for in this. So and it's all true. So it's definitely inspirational in that way. And so when you get to like the meaty bits of the story and you're rooting for them and things are not going their way, you are definitely with them. So I thought it was a lot of fun. Definitely check. Add it to your list, even if you don't like reading or watching subtitled films. Watch it for half an hour and see what happens in the original language. And I think you'll be. It didn't take me very long. I think you'll be intrigued enough to carry on watching it, and then you'll be gripped and you'll realize you're really enjoying it. It's very well cast and it's very well edited, and the direction with the characters and the story, it flows very well. There isn't a minute I think that lags. It's all purposeful. Every shot selected drives the story forward. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. Chat to me in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this. And have you heard about this story? It's the first time I heard about anything like this. A lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.